Would that be the Rubinoos?
It was the Rubinoos.
The Rubinoos, I think we're alone now. It's a lovely song, isn't it? We have got Mr. Dom Joly with us. He looks like he had a very lovely Christmas.
Thank you very much.
You're full of life.
Here we go.
Well, you do. You look like you really enjoyed yourself. Just relaxed.
I'm relaxed.
You don't live here in London anymore.
No, I'm scared of the city.
When did you move out of London?
I moved out about 3 years ago.
Oh, wow, a long while.
But I've only kind of made it permanent recently.
And do you like country life?
Yeah, it's all right.
Totally different, I would imagine.
Yeah, there's not as many people, more trees.
Is there a Starbucks near you?
There is not, but there is a cafe something. I can get a latte within... The quote I had when I moved was someone said he was moving 10 miles from a lemon. But that's like, you can get lemons and stuff now, and I'm 8 miles from a latte.
So that's how you measure now country life, is how far you're away from things that we take for granted in the big cities?
Totally, yeah.
Okay.
But it's got better recently.
How often do you need a lemon?
About 4 times a day.
Yeah, actually, I'm not a lemon man.
I'm a bitter person. No, I like lemon. I like to suck on them.
I love a kumquat.
Do you?
Yeah, but they're very hard to find.
I think you should mention that sort of thing, should you?
You can grow your own kumquats, I imagine.
Can you?
Yeah.
I've never been quite understood what the kumquat is.
It's an orange that you can eat without peeling it.
That's good.
But a very small one. Dom Joly is back on TV on BBC One with his new series, World Shut Your Mouth. It's been on, is it 2 weeks it's been on for?
Last night was the second one. Okay. I'm in your slot.
You are in my slot. How's it going for you?
I think amazingly. I don't know.
10:35 Friday nights.
10:35 Friday nights, yeah. Except the first show was 10 minutes late. I don't know, you probably don't get treated like that, but it was 10 minutes late because the news extended.
You say that, but I'm just happy to be there. I don't.
They wouldn't dare do that for you.
They would. If whatever they do with me is fine. I'm not.
Really?
I don't go around stamping my feet.
I don't believe that.
Not often.
Yeah.
And so this is essentially, it's like Trigger Happy TV that you did on Channel 4, but with a bigger budget.
Well, actually, that's what makes me laugh when you read critics occasionally and you realise how little they know, because actually we've got a smaller budget, I worked out the other day, than what we had on Channel 4.
Really?
Yeah, but we've made it stretch more.
So you travel more now?
Yeah, we travel more. Well, the idea is it's, a kind of global Trigger Happy, but unfortunately, being the BBC, we can't go around first class in Concorde, because it doesn't exist. So I've been travelling around the world on Air Bangladesh and
hardly the BBC's fault that the Concorde doesn't exist anymore.
No, okay, I won't blame it on them.
Did you ever go on Concorde?
No, I didn't.
I went on Concorde.
Apparently it was a bit of a letdown, actually.
No, well...
It was tiny.
I went on Concorde once because I had to go to America to interview someone in a hurry, and an American company were paying for it.
Yeah.
And I had to be there and back in 2 days, really. So they said, we'll send you over. And
was Joan Collins on it?
No, sadly she wasn't.
Yeah.
But it took off late, the plane, and then the pilot overshot the airport a little bit, and the time it took to slow down and move back round, it was longer than if we'd have gone on a normal plane.
You're in Hawaii.
And it was very cramped.
Yeah.
So where did you go on for World Shut Your Mouth? What parts of the globe did you travel to?
Well, we did one very weird 9-day tour, which again, sadly, was on sort of Air Bangladesh and stuff, but we went to Great Wall of China, Taj Mahal, Pyramids, Colosseum, and weirdly the Guggenheim Museum in Bilbao. We did that in 9 days.
And that's quite a schedule.
It was amazing, actually. Well, I have to say, firstly, I'm a very bad tourist anyway. Anywhere I get to, I love it, get very excited, and after half a day, I'm sort of thinking, well, I'll probably go to the cinema, I'm bored here. So for me, it was perfect. Got to Beijing, saw the Forbidden City, wandered around, and thought, right, I've done it, really. Saw the Great Wall, and then, again, arrived in Delhi at 4 in the morning, saw the Taj Mahal in the evening, and we were gone.
That's pretty much what people do when they go places. They look for the famous landmarks.
No, you find the big open space, the big tall thing, and the old historical church thing, and then you go to the cinema and wait for your plane.
People should give you a little box and you could tick them off.
Yeah.
I've done the big space. Done the tall thing.
You see the tall thing and you look around thinking, if I got the tall thing, I might be able to see something else to do, and there's nothing.
Yeah.
And that's it, really.
Do you not enjoy local cuisine when you travel places, though? Do you not look out finding a little kind of hideaway restaurant that no one knows about?
Well, yeah, sort of, but Beijing's quite tricky and stuff. Actually, the weird thing was we were worried about that, and we went to Beijing, India and Egypt, not known for their hygiene, let's say. So I thought, right, well, definitely one of us is going to get very ill here. And because we were on such a tight schedule, if one of us had, there were 3 of us, it was going to be a nightmare. But we survived, and we were leaving Cairo, and the plane was cancelled for some reason, and this is completely true, so we had to, the only way to get to Rome was first class on Swiss Air. So I thought that is legitimate,
Yeah.
And of course, the other 2 had food poisoning. So we survived China, India and Egypt, and then you get food poisoning first class Swiss Air.
There you go, you see.
It's bitter.
Have you learned not to eat the fish when you're on planes?
I didn't.
Yeah, you see,
great.
Fish shouldn't be in the air, and I think they're defying nature. Don't eat them when you're
planes
up there.
shouldn't be in the air as far as I'm concerned, but to put a fish in them
I'm still scared of flying, aren't you?
It's the crashing, obviously, that I'm scared of, but I really hate flying.
Yeah, but because you're up there, you think this really shouldn't be up there, should
There's
it?
absolutely no logic behind it at all. I'd much prefer to go over to America in a Cessna or something like that. That would make more sense.
Well, for years, David Bowie wouldn't fly.
I thought he still didn't. Robert Smith from The Cure doesn't either, I think.
Occasionally. Yeah, that's because he's put on weight, they can't get up. That's what it is.
They all do the Orient Express, don't they?
Oh,
and Bowie takes QE2.
Does the Orient Express still exist?
Yeah, but it's a bit rubbish, I think.
Is it?
Yeah.
We're saying this without any actual knowledge, are we?
Pretty much, yeah.
We're just dismissing modes of transport that we haven't experienced yet. Rickshaws, I've heard, very bumpy.
Rubbish.
No good.
Yeah.
You're a scooter man, aren't you?
I am, yeah.
And yet, in the country, do you need your scooter out there? Is the scooter any good to you in the countryside? It's very much a city kind of form of transport.
It is a city form of transport. I got in a bit of trouble down there because I didn't quite understand country ways. When I got down there, we got a dog, and after a couple of weeks, he was not feeling well, and someone from the country told us he had to take him for walks, which I didn't realise. And I'm not big on walks. Basically, if I'm going to walk somewhere, I need to go somewhere. I don't like the sort of, which you have to do in the country, of just, let's go for a walk. And you go, well, where are we going? And they're like, nowhere, just wandering around.
But you're living in the country. Do you not want to go out and just enjoy and wallow in the beauty of nature?
Well, I'll get to that, because that's what I did. And so I thought I'll combine my love of scootering with the dog walking. So I used to get on the scooter, and the dog would chase the scooter. Right. So I'd drive around the countryside, and the dog would chase after me. And it was great. He got completely knackered.
Presumably it's a big dog.
He's a lab.
Yeah, you don't want to do that with a chihuahua or something.
No, that would be cruel.
Yeah.
But it's actually illegal to own anything but a black Labrador in Gloucestershire anyway. Yeah. And if you take it for a walk, it's a nightmare. You got 100 black labs in a field. Everyone's lost, so you have to call it a silly Notting Hill name and stuff.
I like that. That sounds to me like that could possibly be some sort of challenge on TV. 100 black labs in a field. Which one's Dom Joly's?
It could be my BBC Three show.
I think it's a...
to be very good.
Your BBC Three show wasn't very good, though, was it?
I thought it was very good, I have to say.
It was... You know what?
You know, you told me ages ago, when I stopped doing Trigger Happy, and you said, that's very brave, stopping Trigger Happy, and you said, do you know what? Whatever you do next, you're going to get absolutely slammed. Yeah. And I looked at you like, look, I'm sorry that's happened to you, but that's not going to happen to me. Yeah. As long as it's funny. And
although you got slammed not just because, but also because it wasn't so good. But
I thought it was amazing.
Did
you watch it?
I did watch it, and I tell you why I was glad you made it, though, even though I could see why it
Because it made your show look better.
No, because it was... I really admired you because it was really different, and it was really bold, and you don't get really that much of that on TV. No, they had funny moments.
No, look, it had funny moments in it, and looking back at it, I think...
It was crazed. It was clearly the show of someone who had suddenly thought, anything I do is going to be great.
No, I disagree.
I'm a genius.
No, I disagree with that.
I'm going to go out and do it.
No, you're wrong on that one. That's the one thing I was very careful about, because I always sit there thinking, you know when people do make the really terrible programme, let's ignore mine for a moment, you sort of think... that, you know, they've made something funny before. How did they actually make that and think as they were doing it, this is brilliant? Whereas with this, I didn't know. I mean, how do you train for a studio show? I suppose some people say you go away and write and practice it. We just thought, let's have a go.
Well, no, there was a boldness to it and almost a kind of like a foolish bravery, which I really admired. And you don't see as much on TV as I would like to see.
Well, you should have seen the pilot I did for Channel 4 when I left Channel 4, which was, it was called Dead Air, and it was much weirder. It was great.
I heard, no, was this the one that was meant to be like a kind of an Oprah type show?
No, God no. For me,
yeah.
No, Dead Air was just basically it was just long silences and things going wrong and staring at the camera, and it was weird. I enjoyed it. Listen, and apart from anything else, I got my favourite bands in to play live for me, and I got the Cure in. I like them so much, I got them in twice.
Don't justify it in that way. Don't say the show was rubbish, but I had a great time.
Well, I did have a great time.
That's not the point.
Well, at least I enjoyed it.
Dom?
Yeah.
Listen to me.
No.
You could learn from me. You're talking about periods of uncomfortable silence on shows. I always make at least one programme like that per series. You know, I insist on it. And Parky, you know, the Meg Ryan moment, that was obviously stolen your thunder.
That was a class bit. But that was the problem, actually, was watching that. You suddenly thought, actually, there's no point spoofing this.
You don't need to.
You don't need to. Get Meg Ryan on.
But there were things in the BBC Three show which I really liked. There was one bit where you went into a sort of a giant... what was it you climbed into? Was it a giant chestnut or something, or a giant? There was.
It was called. Do you know?
It was in a nutshell.
In a nutshell, that was it. And someone had to describe something to me in a minute, I think. Do you know?
And I can't remember. You climbed into a nutshell. Am I right, or am I mixing up? It was an Alan Partridge show.
No, it was. It was a sort of spoof of a spoof.
Yeah. I knew it was a spoof.
So it got a bit complicated.
But it was very funny. I very much enjoyed that.
Did you?
And I thought, but it was a bit too close to reality.
Yeah, I know. That was the weird thing. I didn't really think it through, Jonathan, to be honest. But I had a lot of fun making it.
But I would like to see it again.
An autocue.
I would very much like to see it again.
Do you know? I have a secret. Not a dream, but I think it'll be rediscovered in 5 years for the comedy genius it was.
Well, certainly there were shows.
I'll tell you it was good. The video diaries were good because we had some very interesting cameos from people, which I loved. We had very odd ones. It was great. I ended up in Kim Wilde's bedroom, which was a good thing.
Is it available on DVD?
No, never even been offered. We sold it to Holland, was the good news.
What do they make of it?
You can always rely on Holland. I don't know.
Over there, probably, in a nutshell, has got a spin-off series on its own.
I'm huge in Holland. But that's because they got
you're pretty big in here. Now, your size, you've grown since last time.
No, I haven't.
You have. You just haven't sold
last time. I was 26 stone last time.
No, I'm not thinking weight. I'm thinking like a child. You're still growing. I think you've got about another foot to go.
I've got about 9 foot to go.
You look taller.
No, I'm not taller.
You look bigger
You're
in every
shorter.
way.
It's radio.
Dom Joly has got his new series, as I said, on BBC One called
Can we
World
talk
Shut
about
Your
the
Mouth.
current show now, Jonathan?
That's what we're talking about. But you've also got your book came out last October.
It did.
I didn't see this book.
Well, again, didn't think things through. That was supposed to coincide with the show going out. But the BBC suddenly, when we gave them the show, said we're going to put it out in January now. So my entire book campaign faltered. But it has done very well.
Now, do you have the book with you? I wasn't sent.
I don't know.
Well, we can't talk about it then. I can't discuss the book.
It's okay.
Well, why didn't they send me a copy of your book?
I don't know, because I'm not very organised in that way.
You could have sent me a copy.
It's a spoof autobiography.
You want me to go and buy a copy now, is that it?
What?
I have to go and buy a copy.
Well, it'd be nice.
Andy, have you bought a copy yet?
No, I haven't got a copy yet.
We didn't get any to give away in the show. We weren't aware. Whoever's publicising the book for you is not doing a very good job.
I think now we're talking about it now.
Well, I suppose so, yeah. All right, well, so it's a spoof autobiography.
Yes. Well, actually, it was going to originally be a spoof autobiography, and I thought, you go into the bookshop at Christmas, and there are just so many autobiographies, particularly people like Martin McCutcheon writing a second volume at the age of 24.
I think Joey Halliwell's done 2 volumes.
That's right, and a snooker player who did one at 17. And you think, well, what's the story there? Went to school, got zits, and played snooker.
Well, who's the guy, the big rugby player that we all got excited about last year, whose name now escapes me? He does that thing before he kicks.
You mean
the ball.
Johnny Wilkinson,
Johnny
who's
Wilkinson,
never played again?
He had his book out, didn't he? Yeah.
Has something happened to him, do you think?
He did an advert, that was it.
Yeah. I don't know what's happened to him. I'm a bit suspicious about him. I don't know if he actually exists anymore, but...
So you decided to spoof those kind of ones?
No, so I was going to write a book just kind of spoofing the Ulrika moments and, all the sort of funny things and that. And then actually, as I started writing it, it got a bit like the studio show, a bit weirder than that. And I think they thought they were getting just a easy spoof, and actually it turned into something that was actually half true. Like, the whole chronology of the book is what happened to me. I did go and... I was a diplomat in Prague, and I grew up in Beirut and stuff like that, but kind of when the interesting things stop, I just lied, and it's kind of in and out of truth. But so my mum, for instance, would know the bits that are true.
But no one else?
Well, no one else, but then the odd things is some of the very weirdest things are true. I did actually go to school with Uday Hussein. And that's true.
Yeah.
I went to Lycée Français in Beirut, but obviously at the time, I wasn't aware of what he was going to be, so it wasn't like we hung out.
Back then he was just another kid.
Quite a violent, psychotic kid, but a kid, yeah.
Well, who would have known where he would wind up?
Yeah, I know, but...
I like the sound of this. There was a book I read many years ago, I don't know if you're familiar with it, Graham Chapman, formerly of the Pythons, now no longer with us, sadly. He wrote his own autobiography, and it was called The Liar's Autobiography, I believe, or A Liar's Autobiography.
Someone told me about that. I was really annoyed, because I thought I'd come up with it first, but
I know,
no.
it was very funny, it was very clever. I mean, I think probably more of a deliberate plan he had in mind when he wrote that. But there were moments which you knew were true, and moments which you really couldn't work out. And it had me actually laughing out loud on the Underground.
I think you'll like my book.
I will do.
I'm comfortable.
Well,
with
I shall seek it out. And what's it called?
Look at me, obviously.
Look at me.
Yeah.
The cry I so often heard in playgrounds.
And I was also going to write a second book, and I thought actually a nice idea would be to just write another autobiography and go, I'm really sorry I was drunk, and call it that, and just go again. You could just keep doing it, really.
Now, Dom is very big on the music. We know that. When we had him before, because Trigger Happy was marked by its excellent music.
I do have a present for you, then.
You do?
Because we've got a soundtrack coming out, and I have a preview thing, so I'll give you that.
From World Shut Your Mouth?
From World Shut Your Mouth,
okay.
yeah.
And so what sort of music are we looking at you putting on your shows these days?
Very eclectic.
Quite indie
I have a mission to put Supertramp back on air. I like Supertramp.
I got the urge to listen to Supertramp a while ago.
They're great. I mean, the thing about Supertramp is everyone knows Breakfast in America, Take a Look at My Boyfriend. It's the worst one. Things like Take the Long Way Home, Babaji, fantastic
don't know
song.
Babaji.
I'm not being ironic. I really love
What's
Supertramp.
that one that goes, I forgot.
Even in the quietest moments, Paris, school.
Do you have any with you now?
Well, I've got... No, I don't.
You really
I don't carry
this.
Supertramp.
What's wrong with you? You're so disorganised.
Sorry.
You started getting us all excited about Supertramp.
Isn't this the BBC?
There was
Surely
potentially
there's Supertramp,
a marvellous rebirth of Supertramp, or even Supertramp.
Supergram.
Popularity there.
Yeah, I love Supertramp. I'll come out with it. And Marillion. I heard a song the other day and I thought, bloody hell, that's good. And then I found out it was Marillion, yeah.
Wasn't it always about jesters crying and stuff like that?
Script for a Jester's Tear. This was called Jigsaw from Fugazi, their second experimental album. It was all right,
No wonder your shows are so bloody unwatchable sometimes. You're sitting around listening to Fugazi by Marillion and writing on your own and dreaming about buying a lemon.
Well, you get all the good bands on your show, don't you? So we're left with the sort of Marillions.
OK, we're going to give Supertramp a chance. We've found some Supertramp up.
I have. I found Take the Long Way Home.
Great
It's just loading itself up.
And is this from... Which album is this from? Would you know?
Take the Long Way Home, I think it's from Breakfast in America, actually.
That was the one which had... It was a pull-out album, a gatefold album, wasn't it? With the woman, like a waitress.
The Waitress Diner, Statue of Liberty, and it had the Logical song, which was a great song.
That's the one.
That's great.
The Logical song is good.
No, that's not.
What's the other
Breakfast in America.
That's Breakfast in America.
How's the Logical song go? I'm a logical...
When I was young...
That's a good song.
Life was so wonderful.
It's a great song. Yeah, but the punk killed it all off, of course, you see.
Yeah, but they're back now.
Well, back.
Honestly, Supertramp are back. And they're still touring.
I'm not liking the sound of this, I'll be honest with you.
Well, it's 50-second intro.
I'm fearing...
I'd say Take the Long Way Home is about a 9-minute song as well.
No, it's 4.5.
Yeah.
Is this possibly a bad idea?
Let's leave the Super.
Do you want me to change?
But no, we do have a good soundtrack if you want it.
Okay, including Supertramp.
Including Supertramp.
This has slowed everything down, hasn't it?
I had a great song that I always loved when I was in the 80s, and I got back, called by Furniture, and I know nothing about the band.
Oh,
Furniture.
Brilliant Mind.
Brilliant Mind.
I vaguely remember.
But I know nothing about Furniture. I don't know who they were.
Supertramp are going to kick in now. Let's give them a chance.
That's a slight problem with them, isn't it?
Maybe we'll give it a chance next week.
Yeah?
It wasn't as hooky as I liked.
It wasn't the top Supertramp song, even though it's the one I named. I mean, they go on a bit, that's the problem. You know, they're all 8 minutes.
Song will be the one.
Logical Song's the easy one. That's your intro into Supertramp.
But Andy said something, bizarrely quite perceptive there, which was that you said it had a sort of Scissor Sisters.
It's got a Scissor Sisters feel. I think that's where it's all coming back round again.
But I mean, everything is coming back. You know, there are all those bands that were suddenly influenced by the Cure, and now we're going even further back, and we're having a sort of Supertramp. America is another band I'm using. Horse with No Name, fantastic.
Do you like Boston?
No, I don't.
Are you a dancing man?
No.
I'd like to see you dance quite enthusiastically to Supertramp.
If you'd watched my my BBC Three show, I did dance. I
saw
briefly.
one, I tell you.
Yeah, see, there you go. Didn't see any of it.
But if I'd have known there was dancing coming out, I'd have stuck around.
I danced with that bear from Rainbow. That's when I knew we were hitting a low.
Bungle? Was it Bungle Bear?
Bungle, yeah.
Bungle.
And the problem was we thought, wouldn't it be funny to have Bungle on and we'll make him talk about weird stuff, and he suddenly realised all Bungle's done for the last 20 years is turn up at student gigs and talk about drugs and how he's an alcoholic. So it was completely rubbish.
A bit late on that.
Yeah, I know.
What was it? It was Jeffrey who worked with Bungle, wasn't it? With Bungle and Zippo or Zippy?
We've all seen you've seen that, the sweary version.
No, I haven't.
Oh, if you go on the internet, they all did a sort of 3-minute sweary Rainbow, which is fantastic.
A real one, they did?
Well, a real one. I mean, as a joke, but it's fantastic with Bungle getting all innuendos and...
Have a look at when I go home.
Yeah.
But life is good for you, though, because the show's doing well. This new show is doing well.
It was make or break for me, Jonathan.
Now you've gone... there must have been an element of that, I would have thought, where it's like, well...
I mean, what can you do? I can only make what I want to make, and then if it works, it works. But yeah, to be honest, I thought, right, went to the Beeb on a deal... Probably didn't get the ratings I needed for the BBC Three one, so probably need to give him a banker.
Yeah,
which this was.
And you're quite happy doing this?
Well, yeah, because I love doing it. I genuinely. It was one of the things I realised is that I kind of took for granted when Trigger Happy happened. You think you're probably right. You think, well, that was funny. Now I'm going to go do something else.
And it was a huge hit. I mean, it was a real surprise hit because I remember they had posters saying, "Would you trust this man?" Or something.
Yeah.
Big picture fest, and no one knew who you were, obviously. And suddenly there was this huge hit, and it just entered the consciousness in a major way. Largely, the phone gag being the kind of the trigger.
Which was so different from the rest of the show, weirdly.
Yeah. It was actually,
but it was a nice.
Really an immediate thing for people to grasp.
Yeah.
And then, of course, it's following that, which is many years ago, a wise man by the name of Jimmy Tarbuck took me to one side.
1 minute silence.
And he said to me, "Son, get in there's easy. Stay in there's hard."
Well, it's true, isn't it?
Yeah, he was. I don't know what he was talking about, but it seemed.
It sounds like
getting on top's easy.
Mrs.
Hang on, and he was right. But I'm very pleased because you're clearly a very talented man and in many ways, quite a strange man. I feel.
I'm not that strange actually. I think what's interesting is actually my strangeness comes out in my work, and I'm actually very dull at home. But I think the way I've worked it out is that all I really want to do is do what I actually enjoy doing, sort of thing. Yeah. So if I can avoid having to do something I don't want to do to pay for it, it's great. And so the way I've kind of worked it out, I think, now is I have to occasionally provide a banker something commercial, which is the one thing I can do.
Going to want to watch.
Yeah, which then allows me to do odd things, which I enjoy doing, and maybe one day someone will watch one of the odd things.
Your experimental stuff.
My experimental work.
Well, they're like Woody Allen. He'd do 3 comedies, and then he'd do his Ingmar Bergman rip-off.
Yeah.
Similar thing.
It's a sort of, it's when the drummer goes off and makes a little album.
Exactly.
It's that sort of thing. I don't want to break the band up.
So after
I'm taking
this,
a year off.
What will be next after this, then? Because you finished this series, I guess.
Yeah, I'm writing another book at the moment, which everyone will be thrilled to hear, especially you, because you loved the first one.
Well, give us a chance to catch up, that's what I'm saying.
All right, it's going to be called Read Me this time.
Still look at me.
Yeah.
Why didn't you look at me last time?
And I'm weird, I really hate sitcoms. I've always hated sitcoms. I can't really think of a sitcom apart from the sort of odd American ones that I like. And probably Fawlty Towers I liked, but apart from that, I hate sitcoms. And I've gone on about it for so long, and I finally thought, I'm going to try and write one. And it will be rubbish, but I'm going to try and write one.
Write one that you like, though, not one that's a joke, not an ironic spoof.
No, I'm going to try and write. I'm having a proper go at, writing one.
Very bold. Well,
So I don't know what will happen with that. And then I'd like to do another series of this, so listening at the Beeb, I need to visit Australia and Japan, so...
First class, maybe this time?
Nah, it'll be all right. I'm happy in coach.
But you're a big fella.
I get 2 seats.
Do you really?
No, of course I don't.
Well, you won't.
Say I will in the future.
I once travelled back from Italy many years ago, and a bloke he was the fattest man I'd seen in my life, and he was walking down. I thought, please don't sit next to me, please don't sit next to me. Of course he was sitting next to me.
Yeah.
And I sat there wedged in to one side. It was the most uncomfortable flight I've made.
Was he just staring at your meal, at your potato croquettes, going, you can have those?
I feigned sleep for fear he'd eat me if I moved.
I had, when we went to China, we were told by someone, because I did those I did the only ad I've done with the big mobile for BA on radio.
Right.
So I kind of thought, well, they've got to upgrade me. I mean, so we confidently all got economy tickets on the way to Beijing. Sort of wandered in like, hello. And they were like, hello. And you're like, hello. And they're like, hello. So we ended up in economy. And in economy were 250 Northern Ireland school children going off to Beijing. I don't know what for. And they recognised me.
I think it was a trade deal, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think we swapped them for fireworks, didn't we?
Anyway, I had 9.5 hours of people going, hello, hello, hello. That wasn't Chinese, that was Northern Irish.
Dom, congratulations on the new series. The one I saw was very, very funny. I thought the Taj Mahal joke was particularly inspired.
Well, that goes on and on.
Well, I should look forward to it. Don't overdo it, though.
I won't.
Okay.
Well, you need to come back, obviously.
And good luck, yes. And good luck with the writing career. Next time, tell people when the book comes out.
It got really good publicity. You're probably on another of your extended holidays.
Thank you very much indeed.
Yeah.
Dom, lovely to see you again.
Thank you.
Take care. Safe journey back to the wilds of the countryside.
Thank you.
And we have Barbara Windsor coming up for you after this.
What,
New single
the
for
royal family?
Not for you.
All right.
Harry.